Hey, Howard here at 82 Maple, and I just wanted to add a little bit of background and context for the video that you're going to see, and tie it into the title here. Would you buy a Norwood? Maybe the better question is, would you buy a portable sawmill? You know what? The purpose of me posting the original Norwood HD 36 video series was to create a conversation, share out the truth of my learnings, my experiences. And if you haven't viewed those episodes, I'm throwing the links in down below. Take a look and answer the question for yourself, or in the comments section below. Would you buy a Norwood? Or maybe the bigger question is, would you buy a portable sawmill, period? As you view this, you're going to see that an electrical component breakdown just cost me $2,200. I've had 2 years and 9 months of service out of this sawmill. You do the math on what the monthly cost is of replacing that electrical panel. But you know what? Hey, I appreciate your likes. They help me out a lot. As you subscribe, that helps me a ton. And I'm throwing the identity of our little Instagram channel down below. And it's good for a smile or two. Daughter Kelsey throws some reels on there. Let's get on with it here. Hey, Howard here at 82 Maple. And you know what I love about electronics? I love it when they work. But when they don't, well, let's take a look at something here. So this is my little electric panel. And it oversees 3 functions as laid out here on the controller for the little Norwood HD 36. This one is throttle max, throttle down. This is raise the saw head, lower the saw head. This is the saw head travel, forward and coming back. For the throttle mechanism is just back behind here. There's just a little solenoid and actuator, and up here we have the motor that turns this shaft to raise and lower the saw head. We don't have to look at it right now, but there's over here, there's a little motor that controls the carriage going back and forth. So I can't come out of a cut, and on the log over here, which is a story unto itself and probably a topic for a separate video, but came back to here, was going to lower the saw head for the next cut, and guess what? Could not lower. Also lost carriage travel. Throttle actuator still worked. Pull the little cover, it's super easy. There's 4 screws here, don't have to worry about them falling out. There's a little keeper, pop that off. There's some fuses back there. Check the fuses, and the fuses are all good. Okay, where to from here? We have power to the panel because as I flick this switch, the throttle actuator and mechanism worked fine. Checked all of the obvious stuff, and next morning was on the phone to Norwood. There was a bit of a process. I had sent an email outlining exactly what was working, what was not working, the sequence, laid out the whole diagnosis. Got a pretty prompt response back by email saying, here's what you got to do. You got to get out your little a meter and check the voltage between this point and this point, that point and that point. I sent them the results, and they said, your circuit board is fried. It's done. We can get you a new one. It'll be 3 to 4 months out. Well, you know what? I was in the middle of a custom cutting job, not for a client, but for a project that we have happening here. I needed to cut a 4.25 inch thick piece of wood as part 2 of a front step. So everything grinds to a halt. Let's go fast forward 3 weeks, and what arrives is a little manual switch here that it didn't take long to mount. It just bolts up behind this arm. And so this is going to be up for the carriage head. This is going to be down. There we go. We have activity. It's working. Take the little bicycle chain off. You'll see it down here, which is what this comes in through here like this, and around some sprockets, and that's what drives the sawmill back and forth. So I don't have to go to the gym for the next while. I'm going to be hand pushing this carriage. This was fairly simple and straightforward, but if you look at this mess, which you will see in some videos, if that doesn't look like a dog's breakfast, I don't know what does. I literally hacked it together. I did not have the right connectors. And in the package from Norwood, all that came was literally what my $200 bought me was the switch with 4 wires coming out of it. And online, there's the instructions for how to connect it. The connection instructions didn't detail how to get my throttle back. All that I had was my carriage, and I would have to manually work the throttle. Not the end of the world, but I patched a couple of wires back into the panel and fortunately seemed to have followed the right path to the right place because my throttle actuator now works. And there we go. We can see that going back and forth for my throttle. And we're back in business. But I just gotta say, and I'll have thrown some photos in of the inside of the panel and so on here, but I'm not really impressed. I've now owned this little sawmill for 2 years and 9 months, and it has been undercover except during the move, and during the time of the move, I had it tarped down. And I had Norwood's official cover on it. And to only get 2 years and 9 months out of an electrical panel, wow, I hope that's not the vision of the future to come. What's been your experience? For those of you that have the electronics and the hydraulics package. Would love to see your comments below. Hey, check it out. Like this video. Would love to have you subscribe and be part of the journey. I've been silent for a little bit here on YouTube, just busy with some of the construction projects that we have going on. But there'll be a steady stream of how-tos come out of the channel here now that we're back sawmilling again, albeit semi-manually. And hey, do check out Instagram. On Instagram, it's just Howard Kettner. And we'll throw that address in down below just so you have the correct spelling. And thanks again for being part of the journey. We're keeping the 8 fingers and the 2 thumbs secure. Let's roll.